Hey guys, Henry with Henry Buys Homes here. Just wanted to make a video for some of the sellers out there. You kind of wonder what in the world is going to happen in real estate with this pandemic going on with COVID-19, with coronavirus. We're probably 2 to 3 months in from when it started, really affecting the United States. And so I got a lot of sellers that are reaching out to me, and they really don't. They're naturally scared, but I want to share a few things of what I've seen in the market and what I think is going to happen. So I'm a flipper, as you guys know. I buy houses, I flip them, I'll turn them into rentals, or sometimes I bring on a partner and end up selling the partner the deal. And so what I'm seeing is people are still buying. People are still buying houses. In fact, during this pandemic, I've had a bidding war on one of my flips. So people are very much buying right now still. So I'm based in Jacksonville, Florida and surrounding areas. I buy everywhere from Duval County, Nassau County, Clay County, St. Johns County. I'm trying to think where else, Putnam County. So kind of all those surrounding counties of Jacksonville area. The problem that we're still seeing is there's still a shortage of inventory. That's the problem. We have such a shortage of inventory because there's so many people that want to buy a house. Interest rates are still at almost or at record lows right now. So a lot more people can get a mortgage, or want to, because they can afford to pay a mortgage with a cheaper rate that's attached to it. So everybody's like, well, a lot of people are unemployed now. We have record unemployment in our country. We've hit Great Depression levels of unemployment. So how is it that people are still buying? Well, the people that are actually looking still are the ones that still have jobs. But here's what I think is going to happen. Real estate does not react quickly to changes in the world and in the market. There's a lag time for real estate to react. Sometimes a matter of months. Right? So this is what I see happening. I see the buyer pool eventually kind of shrinking as the people who still have jobs buy homes, and they eventually find a home that they want to move into and buy, that they find fits their taste, right? And so I think over time the inventory is going to start going up, or at least going to just kind of peak up a little bit, little by little. And that's when I think we're going to start seeing the market kind of flatline, maybe dip a little bit, because the demand is going to go down as jobs go away and unemployment goes away. Now, we're in the middle of opening up stuff around the country right now too. So, how long is it going to be before the market, the real estate market in particular, reacts to that reopening? Stock market reacts very quickly in a matter of minutes when news comes out, but real estate's different because you've got a time frame for stuff to actually close, typically 30 to 45 days in single family, multifamily real estate, sometimes more for bigger, developments, commercial real estate. There's a lot more due diligence. But I want to know what you guys think, because I think in a few months here, as we get second quarter earnings come out and we see what unemployment does over time as companies go into bankruptcy. We're seeing some major players go into bankruptcy here. JCPenney, Hertz Rental Cars, Nordstrom, I think, was considering filing bankruptcy if they haven't already. I mean, we're talking big players that have been around for over a century. Some of them have, anyways. So it's going to be interesting to see how real estate reacts to that. Like I said, real estate has a lag time to react. I don't really think real estate has had enough time to react to the pandemic. And we're actually still seeing properties appreciate because of the shortage of inventory. Even during this pandemic, there's still a massive shortage of inventory, at least in my market. So I'm curious to know what you guys in other markets see in this video. What does your inventory look like? What are your market values doing for the retail sector of single family homes, especially? Because here we've been seeing it appreciating still. I mean, it's crazy. I would have never thought that. But then again, like I said, there's a lag time for the market to react. So I think the summertime is going to be the real telltale sign of what real estate's going to do, because it'll have been a few months since the pandemic started really hitting us in the United States. So do I think it's a great time for sellers to sell? Absolutely. Right now, definitely. It's a hot time. Summer's always the hottest time to sell in the market because a lot more people are out of school, or kids are out of school, and so parents have, they don't have that obligation to bring kids to school and kind of work their schedule around that. But it's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts to company numbers coming out for second quarter earnings later on in the summertime, and just how the market in general reacts as unemployment continues to go up and fluctuates up and down as things open back up and people start hiring again. I think we're going to see a little blip on that radar, whether it's a dip or a flat line. I've noticed some sellers are also kind of skeptical of even trying to sell right now because they want to wait it out and see what the market does. And quite frankly, I can't blame them because we really don't know. This is new territory to us. This is not like the financial crisis of 2008. Completely different. That was the banks and lenders' faults for creating that whole dilemma. This is completely different. This is not a real estate related black swan event, basically is what we call it. This is completely something different. A pandemic, whether it's biological warfare, who knows? It's hard to know what to believe at this point. But do I believe it's a good time to sell? Yes, because right now at this very moment there's a shortage of inventory. Buyers are still buying. Retail buyers are still buying. We as flippers and investors are still buying. We're just being a little more conservative because of the lag time for the real estate market to react. So we're not paying as much as we used to, and that's just being a good conservative investor. We have to be careful because we've got to look to 3, 4, or 5 months down the line when we actually resell the property if we're going to flip it. So hope this brings a little bit of enlightenment into what's happening in the real estate market. Just some things to think about. I'd love your guys' input in your comments. What you guys think. What are you guys seeing in your market? What are you guys doing to adjust for the pandemic? So put some comments, guys. Talk to you soon, and I'll put something else out if I think of any other topics. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like me to talk about. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.